Yeah, it will be second part, second part of this day 16. Okay. Yes, you got confused. You think that this interview was over, right? Yes or no?
No problem. Like,
But why you unshared the screen? Yeah, Veda, try to help
um,
him to link a container. Command, you paste the command. Did he
Yeah,
googled or not?
yeah. I'm searching that correct.
upon
Simple. How to link a container? How to link a Docker container?
We need to
only
give
you can
two
watch
containers name, and we can give the uh,
I am
link.
asking you to give it, paste the command in the chat. I'm not telling you to explain. If you give the command, right, it will help us and the audience, whoever watching this video. Yeah, until then you can Google it, Sai. Just Google how to link a Docker container. Whether are you sharing?
Yeah,
Did you get the command or you are still searching?
yeah. I got.
Okay, then just copy and paste in the chat.
Yeah, I shared.
I'm asking you to share the command, but you are giving dash dash. Asking you to share a command. How it will understand for the people? Yeah, given open bracket, close bracket. How it will understand? You can
In
directly
that,
give the command, right?
this is the command I got.
Okay. Let me share my screen in front of you. I will Google it. You should know how to Google it. Sai, unshare your screen. Can you able to see my screen? Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
one. Yes,
Okay.
one.
How to link a Docker container. That's it. What are the article you have gone? I will open the same articles. Okay, I will take the command. Open in notepad. Okay, maximize. Okay, docker run minus name. My name of the container will be rabbitmq and it is running on the port 8080. Okay, I am linking this container. Okay,
Web apps.
web apps column. So this is also confusing. Now I will go to another article. So create two new containers, web container and db container. Okay, docker run minus 80 name in the detached mode with the image name. Is there any confusion in this? He has created a container. I forget this. Okay, he has created a container in the interactive mode with the name webcon. Okay, and the image name will be httpd and it is running on the detached mode, nothing but background. So this container will run in the background as well as he will log in inside a container. Okay, now he is creating one more container. Okay, for this container he has used a environmental variable, that is secondary part. Is there any confusion in these two commands? No, right? For this, I have used it doesn't use any environmental variable. Here he is using environmental variable. Okay, here used he is a web server. Here is a database. The web server doesn't need any configuration or environmental variable. Here he has created a database container. Yes or no? This is the web, this is the database. Is there any confusion?
No.
Okay.
No problem.
Okay, this is also not clear. Then what we need to do? How to link Docker container. So you can check it out this video as well, but I don't want to. I want a correct command, that's it. Okay, this article is helping, right? What he has done, first he has pulled the MySQL image. Then after he has created a MySQL container. Yes or no? This is the MySQL container he has created. Now forget about, okay, just observe this. He has created a MySQL container. So Docker container run, name of the container, and for this container he has a environmental variable, okay, that is password, and he is running this container in the background. Okay, image name will be MySQL. Okay, and he has given the default authentication plugin as MySQL native password. Okay, then after he has created a WordPress container. Okay, I will copy this. Okay, Docker container run, name of the container will be WordPress, here MySQL 01, here my WordPress 01. Now what he is doing while creating the container, he is linking a database container, minus minus link MySQL 01. Okay, and this container will run on port 8080, and environmental variable will be db host. Okay, and one more environmental variable db user. Okay, db password. Okay, database name, database prefix. Okay, and it is running in the background and WordPress. Is there any confusion? First he has created a database container, then after he is linking this database container before creating the WordPress container. Okay, for that you need to use minus minus link and the database whichever container you want to map, you need to give that container name. Is there any confusion? And he has given environmental variable, that's an secondary part, ignore about it. Environmental variable and minus d and the image name. Is there any confusion? Do you get my point? Hello,
Yes, yes, yes.
you just need to use minus minus link your container name, it will link a container. Okay, now you know how to link two Docker containers, yes or no?
Yes.
Next question. Next we will start from Kubernetes. Okay, Kubernetes interview questions. So how do you create a Kubernetes deployment for a Node.js application? Same thing. Your Docker image was ready. Your Docker image was pushed to your Docker hub. Now take that Docker hub image. Now I want you to write a deployment file. Any one of you share your screen and write a deployment file. In the last mock interview, I already asked you, but you have done so many mistakes. Then I told you try to by heart any one deployment file, so that in the interview if they ask, you need to write down. Okay, now I want any one of you to write a deployment manifest file for Node.js application. Simple question. Now I want you to share your screen. Okay, I will save this link, the Docker container article. Okay, I will add this. Where I will add in the mock interview article. Okay, like in the mock interview, I'm providing the solutions, right? Already. If possible, I will attach this article in the refer here section. You can go through these articles. Okay, where I will update the recording. Sorry, already it is updated. Okay, day 16. Now next question. I am expecting you to write a manifest file. Any one of you share your screen. Let me unshare my screen. Yeah, anyone share your screen.
Yes, I'm sharing my screen.
Sai, if you are smart, you will just go to my article. You will blindly copy paste and you will at least try that. But I don't know like what. Let's see.
Uh,
You can mute yourself if you are getting a call. You can mute yourself and you can unshare the screen. Sai, you share your screen and write down a deployment file. Sai, share your screen and write a deployment manifest file. Kubernetes deployment file for Node.js application. Sai, are you there?
Screen is visible, bro.
Yes, yes, I can able to see the screen.
Hello.
yes.
Oh, my screen is visible, right?
Yes, yes, your is.
Like,
Yeah,
repeat
yeah,
the
I can able
question.
to
Huh?
see your screen. Can you able to write down the manifest file? Yeah, Veda, help him.
Yeah. In first line, we need to give API version.
Yes, yes.
API version. No, you need to type API, not server, API version. Yeah. Without space.
Okay, Arshan.
You can maximize the notepad. I cannot able to see.
We should.
Hey, it's visible, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes. Yeah, please write down. Treat this as your real interview. Don't take this much of time. You
API
know or
version.
not? Simple. You know or not? You know deployment manifest file. How to write a deployment manifest file? Yes or no?
I don't know, bro.
Sorry, I
Hello.
cannot able to hear you. Do you know or not?
Hello.
He's saying no. Hello.
Yes, Sai, do you know or not? Sai, do you know?
I think we lost him. I also can't hear his voice.
Okay, okay. Yeah, like I'm just asking you, right? Create a deployment manifest file for Node.js.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so just go through it. Okay, prepare well. In the real interview, if they ask, you need to write. Okay.
Okay.
Next question will be, that is seventh question. How do you expose a Kubernetes deployment using a service? Do you know how to write a service file at least?
You don't know about.
You don't know service file. At least 4 lines. Same like deployment itself, right? Service also.
Yes.
Okay, what is the use of service? Okay, you are not ready to write service. Okay, what is service in Kubernetes? How many types of services are there in Kubernetes?
There are three. Load balancer,
Okay,
queue,
you are working in Kubernetes. You said you have 2 years in Kubernetes, but you don't know service types. How many types of what is the service type you are using in your company?
majorly using on load balancer only. Node port
Okay,
and load balancer.
what's the difference between this node port and load balancer?
Uh, Node port we execute and only our
So yeah, let's
Sorry, sorry.
continue. Yeah, okay, it's okay. Yeah, Veda, I'm just asking a question. We have discussed about how to write a deployment file, but no one was written it. But now I want you to asking you to how do you expose a Kubernetes deployment using a service. I have asked Sai to write a service file. He said he don't know. Then I asked him what are the service types available. So do you know Veda how many service types are available?
Uh,
Sai, you said right. You can repeat that.
yes. Yeah, load balancer and node port.
Okay.
Actually, there are three, but
Cluster IP.
another one is cluster IP. Yes.
Another one was external
This,
DNS. External name
yes,
something.
ma'am. Ah,
we can call it like external name or external DNS.
Yeah. Now I want anyone share your screen and write a service file. Service manifest file. Do you know Veda?
I know somewhat. I will
Yeah.
write.
Okay. You need to try Sai. You should not tell I don't know. If you try in front of me, then in the real interview you will perform.
yes, ma'am.
API version
API version v1 kind service metadata.
kind
If you
service
practice a lot, right, it will be in your brain.
metadata.
Yeah, name of that
Here we can
service,
give
name, Node.js, SVC.
Node.js
Okay, just
and
Google it, Satish, Veda. You can Google it. Kubernetes service file, spec. Yeah,
yeah, I can try first.
okay, okay.
Spec We need to give the selector.
Okay.
Selector
You can mention the type as well, right? Type of the service.
Right.
Selector match
that's
labels.
kind service.
ಏನಿದೆ? Hello.
Type
Selector. Okay. Just Google it. Service. Okay, you know, then no issues.
app node
Type
and which
type will be load balancer or no.
load balancer. Load balancer.
Okay. I might be wrong. You can check.
Type load balancer
Okay.
and port.
Yeah. Target port.
This one is a host port. We are giving 80. Target port is like 8080. Same thing.
Okay. Super. See, Sai Veda written. So because he has practiced
8080.
in the past. He at least he is trying to write.
Yes, one.
So in the last interview, you are also there. When I take the mock of Veda, he also not able to write. But at the time, I told him to by heart any one deployment or service file. So whenever I ask, you need to write. So in the next mock interview or the next mock interview, I will ask you to write a deployment and service file. At that time, you need to write everything.
Yes.
There are class notes are available. Go and check whatever it
Super.
might be, Java or
Good.
Node.js. You just
Okay.
practice it. I am not telling you to by heart. If you practice it right, it will be stored in your memory.
Yes, one.
Did I practice? No, I practiced, but no, it is permanently stored in my memory. That if you ask me, I can able to write. Now go to official documentation, Veda. Compare this with the official documentation. Kubernetes service, just Google it. Just enter Kubernetes service, enter. Yeah, go to that service. Click on example. No, come down, come down. Yeah, you can see client service metadata name spec selector ports protocol TCP port target port. Is this difficult, Sahil? Simple,
No
right?
one.
if
Simple, yeah.
if you have go through it before,
With,
if you have
yes.
practiced it, definitely when I ask you, you will not tell that you don't know.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
In the real interview, if they ask anything, you should not tell I don't know. You try, you need to try at least.
Oh, okay.
Okay, next, shall we go to next question?
Yes, one.
Yeah, sure.
So this is the only mock interview which is very long.
You're correct.
So how do you scale a deployment? Now we are going step by step, super, right?
Yes, one.
Now first what I said, I told you to create a docker,
Manifest.
write a docker file,
Deployment.
then create a docker
Yes.
image, then after create a
Yes.
docker container, then after I told you to preserve the data, then after I told you to what I said, preserve the
Docker
data,
deployment.
then after I told you to link the containers,
Yes.
then after I told you to check the logs,
Logs.
persist data, check the logs, nothing but troubleshooting, link the containers. Then we started the Kubernetes deployment, then Kubernetes service. Now I am telling you to scale the deployment. What are the deployment you have? Scale that deployment. What is the command to scale?
Uh, kubectl uh, scale deployment.
Yeah, replicas equal to something that.
Yes. Uh, Other we need to give that name as well. Node.
Yeah, deployment name.
Uh, Node. And replicas. How many replicas we need to give?
Once in the Google also check it out. I might be wrong.
I think this is the.
If not, let's okay. Let me Google it. kubectl scale deployment. That's it. Enter. So
That's it.
yes, yeah. Sai, if you are smart, right, you will Google it and you will
Actually,
answer.
sir, yeah, I've done that.
Same.
kubectl scale and resource version and
Yeah,
current
kubectl
replica.
scale. Come down. You have searched for deployment, right?
Yeah, development only.
Go to example. Click on example. Right side, right side, right side. kubectl scale -FN replicas equal to 5. And
Oh,
if you see here, there is a stateful set. In the place of stateful set, you will use the deployment, right?
Yeah, same only I have written.
Okay. kubectl scale deployment -FN replicas
Equals to 5.
5. Why node? You should
The
give node after replicas, right? Check in the official documentation. Okay. Okay. Shall we go to next question?
yes,
yeah.
yes.
How do you perform rolling update on a Kubernetes deployment? Nothing but I now I am asking you to update the deployment. Whatever you have done the deployment, I want you to update it. So every question was perfect. Today's questions. Nothing but it's in a sync. There is a link between everything which we are discussing today. What is the question I have asked?
Rolling update.
Yeah, how do you perform a rolling update?
kubectl.
The deployment file only you will give rolling update, right? Minimum replicas, max replicas. No, no,
Yes.
not that.
Hmm.
No, no. And it is minimum and man will be HPA, horizontal pod autoscaler. Here we are talking about the rolling update. Okay, I will show you the answer. Don't worry. Next, last question. How do you check the status of Kubernetes? Veda, you don't tell. Kubernetes
Okay.
pod. Sai, how do
kubectl
you check
status,
the status of Kubernetes pod?
kubectl status
Okay.
and container name.
Sai, you are
Yes,
wrong.
yes.
Veda, you tell me what is how do you check the status?
Kubectl status pod name or else yeah, pod name
Okay,
or else
just share your screen and Google it. No, no, don't share it. I will share your. I will share my screen. So you said what is the command to check the status?
kubectl
kubectl.
status and pod name or pod ID.
Okay, let me Google
Puneet,
it. How to check status of a pod. Okay, how to check pod status in Kubernetes. Okay, let me go to Stack Overflow. What is the command you said?
Kubectl
kubectl status and pod ID.
So what is the command here? What is the command to check the
kubectl
status?
kubectl get pods pod name
Yeah. But you said kubectl status, right?
Yes, one.
Is it correct?
No, wrong.
Yeah. Then how do you will get the status? Kubectl get pods, right?
And you can give describe also confirm. Tappadi.
An alternative option, describe pod. If you know, you will answer it, right? Kubectl describe pod. First, how you will get the status? You can grep it. Kubectl describe pod name grep minus I status. Or you can execute kubectl get pods. Then only, right, you will get the status, right? Whether it is running or pending. How you will get? Do you getting my point?
Yes, one.
Okay. So, okay, the target for this video, it will be 50 likes again. Then I will upload the next mock interview. Okay. In the last mock interview, I got a likes. Okay, good response. That's the reason I uploaded this video. Now let's check the answers. Okay, there is some mistakes in this document. I will update it. Now let's check the answers. Okay. So first question, what I've told you. First question is
Write it up.
how to write a sorry how to create a Docker file for a Node.js application. Okay, let me show you. Okay, from you will take the node, you will give the work dir default working directory. Then using copy, you will download the right in the root directory. Run npm install. It will install the dependencies. Copy. Down. It will copy the application code. Where dot nothing but where it will copy. On which path it will copy? Anyone? On which path it will copy? Dot nothing but current directory. So
Current
dot
directory.
nothing but where in the container? Anyone? Veda, are you there? Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, where it
Sorry.
will copy?
Home directory.
Okay, path, just let me know the path where it will copy.
Local.
Where
Sorry,
lib Docker?
we are writing a Docker file. Will it copy into a container or varlib Docker? Varlib Docker is the path of the
No,
Docker.
no.
I'm not
It will
talking
copy
about
into the
container,
Docker
right?
container.
Okay, where? What is the path of that container? I'm asking. At which path? I've given dot. What is the meaning of dot? Where it will copy? Dot nothing but source and dot nothing but destination. So dot nothing but in my current directory wherever I'm written the Docker file, that is my current directory. But dot nothing but where it is, where the dot in the container.
With the same folder in the container.
That's what is the path of that I'm asking. You know or not?
Source user source.
Yeah, because you have given the work dir, right, default working directory.
Hmm.
That's what it will copy into this path. Expose 8080, it will expose the application. CMD, it will run using this command. So this Docker file starts with Node.js base image, sets the working directory, copies the package files, install the dependencies, copies the application code, expose the port, and specifies the command to run the application. Okay, this is the explanation. I given the explanation as well. So how do you build and run a Docker image from the Docker file you created? Okay, so okay, Docker build minus t image name dot. Okay, Docker run minus p, right, port number, container name. For this you have taken too much of time for writing the simple commands, and in that there is a build command was also mistake. The explanation was the docker build command creates a image named my node app from the docker file in the current directory. Docker run command then runs a container from this image mapping port 8080 of a container to a port 8080 of the host. Okay, I have given the explanation as well what that command will do. Then after, how do you preserve the data? This one also we have taken too much of time. So what is the volume types, Veda? How many volume types are there in Docker or Sai? What?
Three
How many
types.
volume types are there? And what is the type of volume here? Don't tell Veda. Sai, what is the volume type here we have used?
Bind one.
Okay, what is bind mount?
It- It's a default one, and
It's a default one.
yes,
Who said it's a default one? Okay, is it default one, Veda?
No, it's a local.
Sorry, it's local. I'm asking, is it default one or
No,
not?
no, it's not a default.
Okay, default will be Docker volumes, right?
Yes,
Okay, what is the type of volume we are using? We are using bind mount.
bind mount.
Okay, how many types of volumes are there?
Three types: volume mounts, bind mounts, and a
Okay,
temporary file. Temporary.
okay. How do you inspect the logs of a running container? Docker logs. Okay, container ID. Sorry, this is I need to do before itself. Explanation: Docker logs command retrieves the logs of a specified container and can be replaced with container ID or name. So how do you link two Docker containers? Right, Docker run minus d name db redis, then minus name web link. It will give you the db name of your db colon db and my web name. The dash dash link flag connects the web container to the db container, making the db container service available in the web container under the alias db. Okay, under db is will be the alias. Kubernetes, next will be Kubernetes interview questions. How do you create a Kubernetes deployment for Node.js application? API version app slash v1 kind deployment metadata name of your deployment spec replicas selector match labels app template metadata label app spec containers name image ports container port. So is it difficult to practice? No, right? Spec replicas selector match labels, okay, template metadata labels. If you understand the concept, it will not confuse. Okay, what it will deployment will do, deployment will search for the label with a pod called as app node. So while creating the pod also I need to give the same label, because whenever this pod got failed with label app node, deployment will what it will do, it will go and search for the match labels app node. Okay, if the pod is not created, then it will create it. This YAML file defines a Kubernetes deployment named node deployment with 3 replicas of Node.js container running image and exposing port 8080. How do you expose a Kubernetes deployment using a service? API version v1 kind service metadata name spec. So try to remember app slash v1. API version will be app slash v1 for deployment. Name spec selector ports protocol port target port type. So this YAML file defines a service name node service that selects ports with the label routes traffic from port 80 to port 8080 and target ports and use a load balancer to expose the service externally. How do you scale a Kubernetes deployment? Okay, kubectl scale deployment minus replicas is equal to 5. Okay, you can give anywhere, nothing will happen. You can give replicas here or here, or once try to copy this and try it once you set up the Kubernetes cluster. Whenever you set up the Kubernetes cluster, okay, once try to execute this command and let me know whether it is working or not. How do you perform a rolling update? kubectl set image, okay, deployment name, okay, node deployment, okay, node equal to my node app dash v2. Let me check here. My node app, okay, image name was my node app, okay, image name was my node app with the tag of version 2. Let me go here. So if you see, what is the name of the container? Node is equal to my node app. What is the label? Okay, node is equal to my node app, nothing but kubectl set image deployment. I'm changing the image version, then automatically update, it will update, right? Do you getting my point? kubectl set image deployment name, and I'm changing the image version from outside. Okay, the kubectl set image command updates the image of the node container in the node deployment. Okay, in the node deployment, in the node container, okay, to my node app v2 triggered a rolling update to replace the pods gradually. Okay, how do you check the status of Kubernetes pod? Right, kubectl get pods or kubectl describe pod. So for this also, this is a simple question you cannot able to answer. Very silly question. But you said kubectl status. I don't know. Kubectl get pods command list all pods in the current namespace showing the statuses. The kubectl describe pod command provides detailed information about a specific pod, including events and error messages. Okay, how was today's mock? Is it helpful? And the question is also not difficult, right? Did I ask for the difficult one? Basic questions.
No problem.
Basic questions only in the interview they will ask, because we cannot able to answer the basics. We will forget. They want that one itself. So that's the reason they will ask the basic questions, not a complex. They will ask you the silly basic questions, basic commands. Okay, because basic things we will forget. That's the reason they will target on that. Okay, and for you also there is a target. Like this video to get the next mock interview. We are working hard to get a videos for you. Okay, that's it for today. If you are looking for a training, right, you can see here a mobile number was displayed. You can ping me on WhatsApp for the real-time training in DevOps, or if any of your friends are looking for training, you can share this video to them, and it will be total real time, and you will get a mock interviews until you get a job. Okay, that's it for today. Now I am going to stop the recording.